Hey, I'm Austin Callison with Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. I'm a broker in Idaho, Oregon, and Wyoming. I'm going to go through a video today and share a few things with you that you can use to get your property ready to sell. We have a lot of people that they want to sell their property, but they're not sure where to start. They've owned the property for a long time. They've accumulated a lot of different equipment and stuff and junk and everything else in between. So the first thing is to start with the barns and the outbuildings. You have a lot of things that are in the barns and outbuildings that you don't need to use between now and the time that you sell. So if it's stuff that you plan on keeping, go ahead and get a pot or get a storage container and start putting that stuff in there. You're going to be able to store it away and put it in a nice, safe, dry area that you can get to when you move to your next place. The nice thing about starting to pack some of that stuff away, when you have buyers start to visit your property, they're able to look at the property, the outbuildings for what it is, rather than trying to get over all the stuff that is there, because people get hung up on that sort of thing. The next thing is to look at curb appeal. The ranch house that you have, or maybe it's a trophy home, the caretaker's house, whatever it is, you want to make sure that those places are cleaned up. The outsides are free of debris. The bushes are trimmed. The leaves are raked. The lawn looks good. All of those things that deal with curb appeal are really important. When a buyer pulls into your place, you want them to have the wow factor. So super important. I'll shift gears and go inside for a minute. When we sell a property, we hire a staging consult for that person to come out and give our sellers a bullet pointed list on what they need to do in terms of the house to get it ready for the professional photographer to come out. So my staging advice is not fancy, less is more. The more that you can start packing away, the less that you're going to have to move when it's time to really get down to business. And it's going to, again, just like out in the barns and shops, it's going to help the buyer get over other people's personal stuff. So really important to focus on the inside of the house as well. Shifting back gears back outside. Really important to make sure that if you're on a farm or a ranch, anywhere where there's irrigation, that you're focused on the working systems around the ranch. So starting with the irrigation equipment, making sure that irrigation equipment is in working order. The pivot tires are pumped up. There's not things that are going to deter or get a buyer to discount the property. You want to make sure that all that stuff is in working order. Fences are really important. We've sold ranches that are huge and they got miles and miles of fence, and so it's really hard, really hard in snow country to stay up on top of those. And if you got elk or deer, they're running over the fences as well. So keeping up on the fences is really important from a buyer standpoint. They take note of that when they come out there and they're touring the property. The last thing that I'll touch on is the road system. I don't expect my sellers to grade all the roads. It's a ranch or it's a farm. But if there's the main roads right around the headquarters, the entry, that sort of thing, if you can get a blade on those roads and appeal to the buyer when they pull in there, the roads are not tore up, I think that's really important, because you're giving them the first impression with the roads being good, the curb appeal that we talked about earlier, with the house and the barns and all that stuff. I think that's important. One last thing. Most farms and ranches, they've got junk piles. They've got things that they've stored away because we use those. I grew up in a ranching family, and There's things that you don't throw away, but if you could put those in a designated area and have it so it's neat and orderly or behind the barn or something like that, I think that's really important as well. So I hope you find these tips helpful, and I appreciate watching my video.